Look at this. This is the classic way to find every Python file in a project while skipping the node_modules folder. And this is the exact same search with FD, one word, versus a wall of flags nobody memorizes on purpose. Let's find out why and get it installed. Welcome back to Little Helpers, Episode 6, FD. It's the last piece of this toolkit. LSD, BAT, RipRup, and FCF handled seeing, reading, searching inside, and finding files interactively. FD is what replaces find itself for actually locating files and folders by name in the first place, which turns out to be something you do constantly without noticing. Here's a real find command: find, bot, -type f, -a name, a wildcard pattern, -not, -path, another wildcard for node_modules. That's the actual syntax for something as simple as find Python files, but skip that one folder. It works, but nobody remembers all of that from memory. Most people just copy it from an old terminal history or a search engine every single time they need it, year after year. FD is a simple, fast alternative to find, written in Rust, from the same author as BAT. Actually, it uses intuitive syntax, is recursive and colorized by default, respects your gitignore automatically just like RipRup, and even applies the same smart case matching you already know from Episode 4. It's built on the same ideas as the tools before it, just aimed at a different, very common job. Installing FD is one line. On Ubuntu or Debian, sudo apt install FD find. On Fedora, sudo dnf install FD find. On Arch, it's in the repos with pacman, just called FD. On macOS, brew install FD. And with Rust installed, cargo install FD find. Works anywhere. Greater than. Yes, another naming quirk. On Debian and Ubuntu, the command is actually find, not FD. By now you probably saw that one coming from a mile away. Instead of that whole find command from earlier, you just type fdpy. That's it. FD searches file and folder names for that pattern, recursively, skipping the junk folders automatically, with the matches colored and grouped clearly so you can actually read the results at a glance instead of parsing a wall of paths. Quick word from me before we continue: if you like this kind of practical, no-nonsense tip, I actually wrote a full beginner's guide to the Linux terminal, from basic to advanced commands, with clear explanations, real examples, and exercises. Link and details are in the description if you want to check it out. Notice FD matches by default using a simple pattern, not a strict full file name match. So, fdpy catches greet.py, python_notes.txt, anything at all with those letters somewhere in the name. Files and directories get different colors automatically, so you can tell at a glance what kind of thing you actually found, before you even read the name properly. Just like RipRup, FD automatically skips anything your gitignore already excludes, node_modules, build folders, git, without a single extra flag needed. Two tools, one shared philosophy: get out of your way, and only show you what actually matters to the project you're working in, not everything that happens to exist on disk. Greater than only want directories, fdtd, only files, fdtf, only symlinks, fdtl. One short flag narrows an entire search down to exactly the kind of thing you're actually looking for, instead of scrolling past a mix of everything and picking it out by eye. Searching for a specific file type is just as short. fdepy finds every Python file in the project. fdemd finds every markdown file. No wildcards, no quotes needed around anything, no remembering exactly how find wants that pattern written out. Here's a genuinely powerful one. fdx lets you run a command on every single result it finds. fdelogxrm deletes every log file in the project. fdepyxblack finds every Python file and formats it automatically, in one line. It's like finds exec, except the syntax is short enough that you'll actually remember it next time you need it. And since this is the last tool in the toolkit, here's where it all comes together. FD, piped into FCF, with a BAT preview attached. Type a few letters, watch the list narrow live, see the real, syntax highlighted file contents on the side, hit enter. For episodes of this series, distilled into a single line you can type without thinking. A couple of handy defaults worth knowing: FD, hidden, also searches hidden files and folders that are skipped by default, and FD, no-ignore, ignores your gitignore just for that one search, in case something you need is normally excluded from view. Alias your favorite combinations, and they're one keystroke away every time. So that's the full toolkit. LSD to see your files clearly, BAT to read them, RipRip to search inside them, FCF to find and jump to anything interactively, and FD to actually locate files and folders by name in the first place. 5 small tools. 1 seriously, completely upgraded terminal, and honestly, not that much to remember once it clicks. That's FD, simple syntax for a command everyone's typed 1,000 times and never quite remembered correctly. Try it out, and tell me in the comments which little helper from this series you've adopted first, or which one you're still not sold on. If you want a proper guide to the Linux terminal, my book's linked below. See you next time.